My name is Sherry, and for this month I have over 40 volumes of manga to share. I'll start out with the one light novel I have and give a review of what it's about, my first impressions, and then I'll move to my shoujo and josei series, and then last but not least, my shonen. And if you stick with me right to the end, you may catch a glimpse of my neighborhood cat. I do like to give fair warning that I will flip through and show some of the pages in these volumes. I personally find it can be helpful to get your interest some more, and to me it's no different than going to the bookstore and opening up a volume and checking it out. Sometimes we vibe with things differently, and you can really get a sense if it's for you. So let's check them out. So first up is The Bubble Love of the Mermaid Volume 1 light novel. And I absolutely loved it, and it gives me vibes between the Ayukashi Hunter's Tainted Bride and Fruits Basket. I know this trope is kind of popular, but I really do enjoy these characters and I'm very excited to see where things go. This is a story about Asana, our female lead on the cover, who is 16 years old, and up until she was 8, she was loved by her family. Until a mark appeared on her hand and she was known to have mermaid blood, therefore became a monster. Her father and her brother particularly treat her horribly, like they are absolutely cruel, but they are using her blood for their family business. So Asana is suffering from a very young age. Growing up, she was believed that she was gonna go off and marry someone that was already planned. Time goes on and we are in the present, where she ends up finding out that she has a different wedding proposal, with the condition that he will be adopted into her family, which would further add on to her misery. Her groom ends up being the male lead here on the front that becomes a teacher at her school, and he's 23 years old. His name is Sakuya, and since of course he is so nice and so handsome, all the girls at the girls' academy are swooning over him. This really is a story about fated partners that, while they have their differences, they also have their similarities. This is two people from difficult backgrounds learning to accept, support, and protect each other. Both leads do put up a front around other people and don't really show their inner true thoughts. This volume does have its drama, it's fun, it's calming at times, but it also is quite sad at times. This was announced before the manga, but I absolutely fell in love with the art style. It is the same creator as My Happy Marriage. I absolutely adore the details on this cover, that there was things that I didn't really pick up on until after. Love That's an Understatement, Volume 4. I had to wait a little while for this since it did come from Amazon. My bookstore, or I should say Chapters Bookstore for Canada, only seems to carry Volume 1. So they are a little bit more expensive than they already are to get. But well worth it. I love this series. And in this volume, we have Risa, who is spending the night at Zen's house, and of course, meeting his family. They're slowly growing closer. There is an unfortunate situation that happens that does put them both at risk. I do look forward to the next volume. I hope that it comes sooner rather than later. Keep it up. Love Out on a Limb, Volume 1. This is a story about our female lead, Yu, who ends up moving back into her father's home after 8 years when her parents had divorced and decided to reconcile. There she's reunited with her brother, who she's been pretty estranged to. She realizes quickly that she's nervous and jealous regarding her brother when she shouldn't be. After an event, her old childhood friend ends up finding out about Yu's feelings, and that's Ritsu on the side. And he ends up offering for them to date so she can hide her feelings and for him to keep the girls away since he's popular. They did have super cute moments together, even though he is a playboy. By the end of the volume, the parents are discussing when to tell the kids that they are not in fact siblings. I personally really enjoyed this and I look forward to more, and there also is a short story of those not so sweet boys, since it is the same creator. The Unwanted Bride Loves the Crown Prince with All Her Heart, Volume 3. I totally went into this series blind, and I think I'm gonna give it one more volume to see where it goes. I love the art. It is small and quite expensive. On the back there is a warning for sexual assault, We have the retainer for the crown prince, keeping the female lead, Princess Tia, away from the prince because the kingdom she is from. This choice ends up being the beginning of the downfall of this volume. Rumors and accusations are going around about Tia. Even when Tia tries to take matters into her own hands, unfortunate circumstances come and the kingdoms. I do hope to see that this story will have a happy ending. I do like the leads together and I did enjoy where it was going, but with how things ended off in this, I'm just really not sure. Living Room Matsunaga-san? Sorry if I butchered that. I have volumes 1 to 11 and I first read this on the K-Manga app and I really enjoyed it. I did see the series years ago in my bookstore and to be honest, this kind of male lead is not what I'm typically drawn to, and ultimately that's what took me so long. Even though I knew it was an age gap romance, I do love their other work, Choking on Love. I really did enjoy our male lead June and how he can go from being super angry to super excited. I love his expressions, I love the energy he brings, and he can be so thoughtful and so sweet. Our female lead, Miko, is very mature for her age and just very likable. It was really nice to see their blossom in romance and how mature this was really done. So the age gap itself was pretty respectable. I do think this series wrapped up well. Reincarnated in a Mafia Dating Sim Volume 4. So far this is my favorite cover of them. It's just so dark and mysterious. It was great to see a very caring Leonardo after the events of Volume 3. There is a dawn meeting that Francesca joined because of her father being a proper lady. Of course, they were trying to make some plans without Leonardo there, and he ends up showing up and turning things around. So it can be quite cold and scheming. We learn about a new skill that Leonardo has also. And by the end of this volume, Francesca seems to have figured out who is behind the illegal drugs. Since I am a fan of the series and also of Seventh Time Loop, which is the same writer, I'm very tempted to get the light novels of this too when it comes out. It's great to see how determined and straightforward Francesca can be. A Condition Called Love Volume 17, we have one more to go. And I have been looking forward to this after volume 16 and where things were. I was so nervous and I'm glad that things are working out. There is so much character growth in this series and they come to realizations, characters being more honest and coming to terms with their situations or past experiences. It has its drama and it is handled well. This story is deep and full of humanity. It is truly beautiful and one of my favorite high school romances. It's always bittersweet coming down to the end. Ascendance of a Bookworm, Part 4, Volume 3. In this volume we have the results from the students' hard work and rewards being earned. We're learning more about mana, the elements of one's mana, phase stones, and magical tools. There are struggles that Rosemine has with not doing or having things of the norm. I really do love to see how her retainers are very quick to jump into action. It is also a lot of fun to see the teacher Herschel, where she reminds Rosemine a lot of Ferdinand since she was his mentor. The light novels to the series is fantastic, but I do enjoy the manga and I like the variety in different artists doing different parts. Otaku Vampire's Love Bite, Volume 7. I really love how much closer Hina and Amaretsu are getting. In this volume, we have Hina hosting an otaku get-together at her apartment with her online friends, and things don't go exactly according to plan. Things are getting closer to Christmas, so they go out to see the Christmas lights. Hina is really trying to figure out if Amaretsu does really like her. She does struggle to see it at times, but she is definitely trying. Then there is Hina's battle of her natural instincts as a vampire. Diary of a Female Lead, Volume 6. In this volume, we get to see a double date along with Valentine's Day, a home date that allows our main couple to get a little bit more intimate. So I do love to see how much they are evolving. And since they are a couple, it's no surprise that they are not going to be keeping it a secret. As much as our female lead can be a bit of a downer on herself, I really enjoy this series and it's very comforting. The Do-Over Damsel Conquers the Dragon Emperor, Volume 7, and I really love this series, and I think Hades and Jill are absolutely adorable together. And there's a lot of mystery and lore to this series. But in this volume, we have Jill meeting the Black Dragon and finding out more about the connections to the Dragon Emperor. They are finding out the truth behind betrayals to Hades, the conclusion to a battle. Jill makes a bold promise. I like how things are portrayed and the contrast between this world and the previous, along with Jill not being the only one of past memories. There are reasons why Hades took Jill to be his bride, but they have come to truly care for one another. I really adore how Hades can go from being serious to crying, worried, and just overreacting, that he's all over the place, and he really struggled growing up and has been very alone. So his mentality is quite selfish and young for his age. But of course, since he is the Dragon Emperor, he has strength. My love story with Yamada-kun at level 999, volume 6. Things wrapped up from the previous volume and all of its drama. Akane and Yamada are becoming closer as a couple, while Akane claims she is holding back. Akane took a quick trip home. Her younger brother is excited to play some online games with Yamada, and some problems are causing Akane not to be able to sleep and does some lashing out with instant regret. It was really sad to see that. I really do look forward to more of the story, and I love how much the art style has evolved, and I hope that the series comes off hiatus soon. Firefly Wedding Volume 6. We see some history and development between Satoko and Kotaro, her bodyguard, with a very special bond between them. There is a lot of drama with Asagiri, the head prostitute, but get to find out her motives and true thoughts and feelings. Satoko and Shinpai do get more physically closer to one another. Despite how Shinpai can be, he is really respectful of Satoko and really works hard for her. The Dark History of the Reincarnated Villainess, Short Stories, Volume 9.5. This volume has some BL talk, and one of the stories is around a Yuri school. So if you do like some gender bender or Yuri references or BL references, this could be a series you would like. I personally really love the story around Yomi's birthday and the date with Isaac. To Sir Without Love, I Am Divorcing You, Volume 3. I love the art style to this, and I really enjoy the series. It isn't over the top, but it is quite suggestive. In this volume, there is a victory story where Violetta hears some unwanted things about her husband. We meet the man responsible for the beginning of the rumors of Violetta. Violetta is opening up to a few people about the terms of her bet with Arnold, and we also find out her plans behind it. Lots of conflicting emotions in this one. It Takes More Than a Pretty Face to Fall in Love, Volume 5. And in this volume, we have Kanado and Sana, who are spending more time together at the festival, a photo shoot, with emotions definitely arising in Sana. She continues to see Kanado for who he really is, bringing them closer together. They are just adorable together. I love them. They are so cute. And there's hints of Kanado being a little possessive. Glasses with a Chance, Delinquent, Volume 6. And hooray for the news that this is getting an anime. I am so excited. It will be so adorable, I'm sure. I do have my heart set on a certain Japanese voice actor, and I feel like I will riot if I don't get what I want. Joking aside, I definitely will support it and watch it when it does come. I love this series. In this volume, we have a good amount around Yotaro and Yachio, which is on the cover here beside Ichikura. So in this volume, they are officially meeting. and it has not been very beneficial for Ichikura. So there is a fair amount of conflict happening, but it still has its sweet moments. Momo's is also doing some reflecting. They have their school festival and see males cross-dressing, which is on the back cover. It's always great seeing Momo speaking up. Our previous volume 5 has been my favorite so far, but I really do look forward to number 7 because that's next in line for my favorites. I do read this series on the K-Manga app also. This is easily one of my go-tos for rereading multiple times, whether it's online or physically. They are just so adorable and it's just such a comfy read. The Mortifying Ordeal of Being Seen Volume 1. I've been looking forward to this volume. I did check out a bit of it before and really enjoyed what I read. The series is rated mature and does have explicit content on the cover. This story starts out with the male on the front cover, Ikizawa, who makes a sexual comment about the female lead Iguchi in front of others, including female lead herself, to which she ends up responding with compliments of him, making him embarrassed. The story continues with their shenanigans in a sexual manner, mainly around school. I personally like having a female lead who is pervy, and I feel like it really suits her and she's very forward with it, and you wouldn't really expect her to. And then our male lead, who is a tsundere type. They definitely feel very quickly as if they are dating, even though they're not. Particularly because we see such a variety of emotions happening, but it was really fun and enjoyable. In the Clear Moonlit Dusk, Volume 9, and in this volume it was around Christmas and New Year's. I love seeing our leads together and how much they're growing. I also really enjoy their friend groups and the potential for romance. This volume did end with some questions, so I am concerned where things are going to go, but this is in the final stages, so hopefully things will wrap up quickly and well. Hidden Rewind with You Volume 2, and we already got another volume. I find it always so interesting when we get some so quickly and then long periods without anything. I believe this series is only going to be 5 volumes, so it will wrap up quickly anyways. In this volume, we see them spending some time at our male lead Fumito's home. I love how forward our female lead Wakabi could be. And we also see a mixer and karaoke, a normal date. Wakabi ends up going to his school to get some eye candy. I just adore their chemistry. Father, I Don't Want This Marriage, Volume 6. This volume has many swooning over our female lead Juveline. There are more secrets being revealed, and it has its dangerous drama. But it does have its calmer moments. I really enjoy how our couple is becoming closer and how much the Crown Prince is thinking of Juveline. I Want to Be a Receptionist in This Magical World, Volume 8. This volume has a lot going on. Things are pretty critical in their situation, but there is a lot of support. Our female lead Hel, she gets to find out more about her background and some realizations. The contrast between our leads has been really enjoyable. I really like Rockman. I am very curious where things are going to go with this series and the relationship between our leads and if it's going to change or not. The Condemned Villainess goes back in time and aims to be the ultimate villain, Volume 6, and I did enjoy it. Sylvester is doing damage control. He is the Crown Prince. We see the history between Sylvester and Raul's connection as children. Suspicious things are happening. Claudia's being a boss. Maybe possibility of love blooming elsewhere. And there is a short story at the back that comes from Raul's perspective, mostly on when they were children. Betrothed to a Fox Demon, Volume 1. This is about an exorcist named Kuro who ends up taking an arranged marriage to Fuyu on the cover, even though the only thing he really cares about is getting rid of demons. Lo and behold, he doesn't know that his bride has to be sacrificed, and he ends up saving her. But unfortunately, she ends up being possessed, which means she should be eliminated. So they are trying everything they can to dispel the spirit from her. But it comes with its challenges, as there are groups to interfere in how they maneuver, but they do want to get their marriage acknowledged. It was a really enjoyable first volume, and I do look forward to more of this one. You and I are polar opposites, volumes 6 to 8, so it is complete. This series does move quite quickly, but I think it wrapped up well. Volume 6 had a lot around Yamada and Nishi and developing their relationship, and we also see Azuma and Terra spending more time together, lots more inner thoughts from Terra, and just how deeply rooted his trauma is. They are coming to their last year in high school and lots of worries. Volume 7, I actually read when it was just Miyu's birthday, and it was also her birthday in this volume, and I thought that was quite funny. But the worries are everywhere for these characters and their futures. Nishi and Yamada go on an aquarium date and to Yamada's house. Azuma, on the cover here, she is trying to figure out how she feels about Tara and their relationship and what is not normal to her. Final volume 8 navigates relationships in critical times. We do see their graduation and a few glimpses of the future. I personally really love the dynamic of Azuma and Terra the most, but it's enjoyable with everyone. The series did get more serious towards the end, but it was still a lot of fun. The romance was pretty light, but the friendships between the boys and girls and being very accepting of one another was really the highlight. Blue Exorcist volume 32. Now I'm honestly a few volumes behind, so I can't really give any input on it other than the art style is amazing and of course things are serious. There is so much action going on. Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest volume 20. And of course there is a lot of battle going on with the stakes and dangers getting higher. A good turn of events for Lucy. It's always great to see Wendy and Gray together for a battle. This also includes seeing Gray's Devil Slayer form, which is awesome. It makes me look forward to my Tsume statue that I will be getting of him, and also the Juvia, of course. Another volume where there is no Juvia, but I know it's coming. Chapter illustrations don't count, even if they're gorgeous. Ichi the Witch, volume 2. Of course, there's going to be more hunting of magic and the unique ways in which Ichi comes up with. He's definitely underestimated. I enjoy the humor and just how fun this is. It was great to see Ichi and Kyumagi seem to be getting closer and more comfortable with each other. And I really love how embarrassed she got to see Ichi in a certain condition. So I'm looking forward to so much more. Welcome to Demon School, Aruma-kun, volume 19. This volume, we get to see Aruma support in person, and they end up talking all night until the morning of the festival when they are exhausted. And I really love how Aruma looked like he was in his evil cycle. We meet the judges for the festival, one who is close to the Demon King and is distraught by the royal one being open. Thought it was really funny how much he likes Caligo, and I do too. So the musical festival has started and our Misfit class is third in line. So we get to see the reveal of what Persean chooses. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, volume 12. This volume had its moments of being fun, like the group going to karaoke or working for the cake shop, but it also had its worries and regret. I do think that this series has so much humanity to it. It really is beautiful. But just like for everyone, it does have its battles, even when it's not obvious. This volume had a little bit more focus on Yorita, which I really do like him, and I feel like he is one of the most compelling characters. There is a lot to figure out for their futures, and these are all characters that are going to take it very seriously. A Man and His Cat, volume 15. This volume is mainly around Mr. Kanda's best friend Kobayashi here, and his stern father-in-law. This does also have Fukumaru trying to find his stray cat brother. I was a little nervous right from the beginning of opening and where the events were going to go. I do think it is a great slice of life series. Now, I may not be a pet owner, but I do enjoy my neighborhood cat Spook, and I can still enjoy this series. And that is it for my manga haul and my brief talk about it. I hope you enjoyed. That was so much reading I did this month. I am thrilled I had so much time to be able to do it, and I'm amazed that I got through a light novel that quickly. It has been a hot minute since I've done that. Thank you for sticking around, and if you have anything you want to talk about with any of these series, any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. Till next time, take care.